because I know that there are many people who do a lot of things behind the scenes. They don't want credit for it. They don't want recognition for it. But they understand that each human encounter is an opportunity. And when it comes to the kids, I mean, we cannot get weary. We cannot get weary. We cannot say, I give up. But some things have to be turned around, you know, and we have to take our kids back, because if you don't want them, somebody else does, you know, and that brings me back to the point of what Bishop was talking about at church today, you know. Who are you serving? And who are you paying attention to? Are you paying attention to Satan and the will and his will, or are you paying attention to God's will? And there's no straddling the fence, because there's a saying that, you know, one cannot serve two masters. You're going to either hate one and love the other, or vice versa, you know what I mean? So, you know, you can look at things and you can tell the good from the bad. It goes back to just elementary judgment. You know, we all have the capacity to tell right from wrong, and I understand that there are some special individuals who don't have that capacity. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, if we are of sound mind and body, we have the capacity to know right from wrong. And some of these things that are being done are just straight up wrong. You know, there's the situation going on with the Hockessin School, 107C. I'm saddened by the fact that things even got to that point, because there's some things behind that are very interesting, I'll say. And I'll leave judgment out of it, but I'll just encourage you to do your own research and see what questions may come to your mind. You know, there's a time and place for everything. There's a time to talk and there's a time to be quiet. So for right now on that matter, I'll be quiet. But understand that you know, what's done in the dark will be made manifest in the light. I was thinking about a documentary that I did for the Buttonwood School, and working with, for the DVD and everything, working with B.B. Coker, my late great friend Anthony Carter. He recorded it. We went on location and were welcomed by Mr. and Mrs. Petty, and we did a walkthrough, and I was so impressed with the history that had been preserved, and just how interesting it was, how you could walk in that building and you would be taken back in time when there were the students there, you know, and the teacher would have to get there early to stoke the old wooden stove to get it going so that the children would be warm as they attended. That is something that can still be, that is a place that you can still go, and you can experience a similar feeling when you walk inside of it. And I believe that we must preserve as much as possible of our black history. And that particular school, the Buttonwood School, it was once in jeopardy and needed rescuing, and it was taken care of. No one person can assume responsibility for that success. It was a group effort. I'd like to see the same thing happen with the Hockessin School. I believe that as African Americans, we should be tired of having our history erased. We should be tired of having our story mistold. You know, there's so much about us that is so great that we don't even recognize it, though. Humility is one thing. You know, you don't have to toot your own horn. That, you know, I understand humility. But apathy just sitting by and letting someone take something away from you. I mean, there's no honor there. That's foolish. It's foolish. We defend other people and we support other people, but we won't support ourselves. There are so many businesses that could be thriving in our community, African American owned businesses that could be thriving in our community, but we won't support them. I've had personal experiences where, as a vendor, I give a certain price, and when my brothers and sisters, when it comes time for payment, they always have a problem. Not everyone, but those that do have problems with it, they always consistently have a problem with the price. And it's always has to be subject to negotiation. Whereas if you go into another store, you can follow that same person around every day. If they go into a certain store by a member of another community, the price could be double what you're charging, and they'll pay it without question. And then they'll go into another establishment. Maybe it's a chain store like Walmart, and they'll pay whatever price tag is shown to them. But then when they come to their own, you got a price on the merchandise. Oh, that's too much. I saw that for such and such. All of a sudden it's a problem. They don't respect the merchant's ability to do the same market research as been done by other individual vendors, to take the time and expertise to factor in overhead and industry markups that determine the price that they have come up with and presented as fair. We have to respect one another, but before you can respect somebody else, one must respect himself. And if you are not willing to build your own community, then don't complain. Don't complain that, your situation is not improving, because one must be a part of the process. There's an old saying, you're either part of the problem or you're part of the solution, And I don't know, these are, once again, these are just thoughts. You can agree with them or disagree, because, you have your right to your opinion. So with all of that said, I didn't even say the opening prayer tonight. So it's okay though. God is in this house tonight. And I do give him all the honor. I give him all the honor for the words that are coming out of my mouth tonight, for the comfort that I find in knowing that there are some really caring people in this community